Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's been a long 3 weeks since I got with y'all last time. If you've been following on Instagram, social media period, then a lot of you may know where I'm heading with my current direction with today's video. I've been touching heavily on, again, it's that season. This is one of the most fruitful times of the year for a lot of people. A lot of us are getting tax returns. I can't speak for myself. Uncle Sam's been robbing me for the last 3 or 4 years, not every year. But anyway, a lot of us are getting tax returns. A lot of us have disposable income right now, so we think. So, we buy a lot of frivolous things. We buy a lot of things we don't need. We invest in a lot of things that, we just specifically don't need right now. One of my favorite sayings, a lot of us are taking a temporary come up and we're jumping into reoccurring debt. And when I say that, I mean to say, you catch 3 or 4 grand here, and you sign yourself up to a long-term deal. It may not be 10 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe at least, maybe financing, whatever it may be. But in the long run, you get a $3,000 come up and you sign yourself up for $8,000 debt. Whether it be jewelry, whether it be cars, whether it be houses, furniture. It's a ton of things. The wolves, America, should I say, they have in place to, pretty much just suck us dry of all the funds we got. But anyway, like I said, if you've been watching my social media, you already know what today's about. I'm going to give you guys, in my opinion, of course, always my opinion, my perspective, 3 very easy and simple ways to maximize your W-2s, your tax return, whatever you want to call it. It's tax time. I'm going to tell you how to make the most of it, in my opinion. Number 1 is simply going to be create a plan of action. Like I said, a lot of us out here are getting reoccurring debt with one-time come-ups. We have absolutely no idea what we're going to do with this money, but spend it. That's the only idea we have. Simple things. I'm going to tell you guys my story real quick because, like I said, I give you guys my real life advice. I've been, I've been down the same trips, the same roads you guys have been down. I myself, before I became an entrepreneur, I once was a worker. I was in a working class. I was in a blue-collar setting. I was a 911 dispatcher for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And we're going to fast forward to when I lost a job. And I came to the realization, I was getting 32 grand a year, they had overtime, all these great perks. You get insurance, you get this, you get benefits, blah, blah, blah. But I came to the realization at the very end that there was nothing prideful or there was nothing safe about being solely reliant on, other higher up entities or disenfranchised individuals, or individuals that have no minute idea about my struggle, about my lifestyle, about what it is to really advance. To be solely relying on them for, for the come up, for the advances, for the raises, for the overtime. Just simply be solely relying on them to, put paint on the walls, to be able to, flip the lights on and off, to put socks on our feet, to use tissue to wipe our behinds. I gave you guys an example a while ago. A lot of times we really don't sit back and think how much we're relying on strangers, complete strangers, to understand our needs and wants in life. And, to have some pity and give us this little piece of opportunity so, we can feel like we're doing something or we're coming up or shoot us that Christmas bonus so we can feel like we really did something. When in fact, you've been taxing me all year. You just gave me a few of the dollars back that you taxed me on. And I should smile about it and go on. And of course, it's Christmas, so I'm going to go spend it anyway and just put it back into the outside economy. And it does absolutely nothing for me, but brings me a temporary feeling. Let me not go on a spill almost there, because again, like I said, y'all, I've lived that plight. I know what it is to get that advance and go burn it. I know what it is to get that tax money. I'm not going to say burn it because I've always been frugal, but I know what it is to go spend frivolously or spend on things that that aren't necessity based. But anyway, back to the original point, y'all. I tell people this all the time. We got to keep equity in mind. We got to keep ownership in mind. Have a plan of action. You have to have a plan for that money. Otherwise, you will simply work for it or make it work for you. It's really that simple. You have to have some kind of blueprint, some kind of format to when you get, these small or large lump sums of money. Like I said, I don't care if it's taxes, I don't care if it's raises, I don't care if it's a December bonus. You got to have a plan of action. Far too often, it really doesn't hit us until it's too late. And, that's what happened to me. Like I said, I was always frugal. I was always a man that saved. But it really didn't hit me how reliant I was on another human that doesn't know me from a can of paint. He just happened to be higher rank in the building I work in. Doesn't care about my children. Doesn't care about how my bills get paid. But it didn't hit me until they snatched that away from me, until they repossessed their opportunity. Then I realized how reliant I was on them. I realized, to get Q-tips to clean my ears, I was dependent on that check to go do that. bird flu. I'm talking about the most minute things we don't think about. If they took it all away today, where like a rag to wash your face, socks on your feet, it's 40, 50 degrees outside, tissue to wipe your behind, to wipe your nose, water, sugar, a lot of things we take advantage of when we sleep on. These people are in complete control of how we obtain those things because they're dangling money in our face, because we have no plan of action, because we don't make money work for ourselves, because when we get the bonus, we spend it in the streets rather than invest in ourselves. But like I said, let's get back to the point. I'm not gonna get off task. I'm telling you, I can go on all day about this subject because I really, really live this one. But like I was saying, back to investments, y'all. We gotta invest in ourselves. It's very simple. It's a saying I came up with a while ago. We're either going to build foundations or we're going to forever live on a plantation. It is really that simple. Just to the parents out there, what examples are we giving our children? What are we really teaching them by, having that for the moment attitude, having those for the moment spending habits? And again, like I said, y'all, it's always my opinion, but my personal opinion, we're enslaving them mentally. As of right now, it's mentally. Later on down the road, it'll get physical. But as of right now, you're showing them an example of what you do with money. You get a little money, you may save a little money, then you spend most of the money. How many times are we saving more than we spend? How many times are we, sitting down with our children and teaching them about investments, or doing it for ourselves perhaps, so our kids don't have to slave like we did when they get older? And again, I said this on another video. I feel like it's just a selfish mentality to have that for the moment, instant gratification like mentality. It's a selfish mentality. You're showing them how to, live for a check. You're showing them how to dedicate your life, your hours, your time, your livelihood to a stranger or to another entity. That's only going to look good at their board meetings. But anyway, you're showing them how to dedicate five, maybe even 6. For people who got 2 jobs or super overtime, maybe 7 days of your life for a piece of paper. Rather than teaching them how to make it work for themselves, or how to make them, the go-to man when it's time for an opportunity, rather than go out there and beg for an opportunity or go out there and seek an opportunity. And again, like I dropped this on Instagram the other day. I understand it's a sacrifice, but I'm willing to take on that sacrifice because I don't want my children to seek an opportunity from no one but me. I know there's no bias in my heart when it comes to my children. And again, just a simple question for the parents. What would they do upon your exit? With the examples that you're giving them, just to go out there, and seek opportunity elsewhere. Throw on my suit and tie and cover my tattoos and get a nice cut and say, yes, sir, no, sir, and do what this man says, and hopefully he'll give me a good job and I can live a good life depending on if he feels like I deserve a raise or not. And again, y'all, I'm talking about jobs right now, but taxes run hand in hand. It's all spoon feeding. It's all, I'm going to drop this on you here. I'm going to drop this on you there. And ideally, I expect you to spend it because that's what this generation, that's what this era does. I said it and I say it again. We got enough workers. Life is about balance. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur or owner. Life is about balance. We got enough workers. Let's get some owners. But another question for the people watching. Maybe it was last year's return. Maybe it was this year's return. Can you personally name one material acquisition you made that has helped you grow mentally or physically? Tell me one thing you bought at the mall that helped you. Tell me one thing you bought at the dealership that helped you mentally or physically grow. Excuse me, it's probably not, but y'all got to understand, we are investing in entities and really selling ourselves short. We're putting all our time and money into making them bigger and selling ourselves short. This is the reason why we're not advancing. This is the reason why those higher ups and those huge entities have their thumb on us. Because when we do get a few dollars, when we do get an advancement, when we do get a raise, when we do get a tax return, we just invested it back into the very same people who have their thumbs on us in the first place. You can never expect to really get from point A to B when halfway to B, you're turning around and feeding A again. And y'all, like I said, temporary goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. We're talking about temporary perks now. It's a lot of things out here that's really disguised to look good, and it provides us with a false sense of longevity. I hear so many people talk about life insurance. I got life insurance on my babies. I got this, I got that. I'm here to tell you, taxes, raises, life insurance, all sound great, right? Sounds real good. You're going to die and the family's going to get this. Everybody's going to be taken care of because you got it in, you grind it. You put X amount of dollars in your 401k. Everything is good. Let me remind you, without no plan of action, you can give an individual $10 million. They will end up broke. We all know somebody We all do. I know I do. And we all got that friend, that relative, that associate. You can give him $100,000 Monday, and Sunday he gonna turn around and go, can I get 10 more? Can I get 500 more? Can I get 100,000 more? And again, I'm gonna go to y'all on this one. And I can even ask myself this because I've been guilty myself. Your last 3 tax returns, if you've been working for 3 years, or your last one, your last 2, however you want to call it, where are they? Did you make any substantial changes with those tax returns that are affecting you to this day? Did you invest in anything? Did you purchase anything? Did you any stocks and bonds? Did you do anything with those last 3 tax returns that are helping you? February 18, 12:48 p.m. Eastern Time, helping you to be a better person physically or mentally. Is your current state of living any better because of what you bought with your last 3 tax returns? If it's not, then you may be one of those people. We gotta escape instant gratification. Again, I'm gonna remind you, life insurance is awesome. All those perks that are dressed up real cute to make it look like 30 years from down the road you're gonna be awesome, they're great. But without sacrifice, without will, without a plan of action, without just a blueprint period, you're gonna end up back at square A. You know, he's one of my favorite boxers. Look at Mike Tyson, Anton Walker. Can't name any football players. There's a ton. I see them all the time. But anyway, look at all these people that gross hundreds of millions of dollars. They're back at square A with no plan of action. You will not get very far. You will make the same mistakes and end up back in the very same spot. And like I said, invest, y'all. We all don't have millions to blow. I know I don't. We all don't have millions to gamble with. We all don't have, the greatest credit or, the greatest banking system. We can say, hey, give me $1 million loan. Let me get out here and start this business going, and I'll pay y'all back over the course of 20 years. I understand that. But there are very simple things around us, very simple resources that we can take advantage of to bring in extra income. Very simple things that we can take that tax money, invest it into, that's going to turn into residuals in 5 to 10 years. I'm talking simple stuff like food trucks. One of the biggest driving businesses in the world, Uber, soda machines. Me, myself, I just sat down with my children. Again, if you follow me on social media, you will see this, and it's going to be in a later video. But I just had them take $179 of their own money and purchase their first vending machine. Simple things like that, they're going to appreciate with time. These materials that we're purchasing, they depreciate with time. I can go on hair, big things that are blowing up right now. Car washes, stocks and bonds, or even easier. Why don't you sit down and have you some self-time and try finding your niche? A lot of you young ladies out here know how to do hair, you know how to stitch, you know how to sew. Fellas, I said already, car washes. A lot of us are in great physical shape. We could be out here training somebody. We could be doing a number of things to bring in more income, to start creating residual income. It's a lot of things that we can use with that tax dollar rather than material things that are going to dwindle with time that we can invest in. And again, get off the instant gratification. Start thinking long term. Start thinking 5, 10 years. It's okay. Spread the money thin. Let it work itself. Let it go out in the world. Circulate. Do what it need to do. 5 or 10 years. Watch it come back. I'm a walking testament of that, by the way. But anyway, that's number 1, plan of action. Number 2 is really simple. I want to remind y'all. Listen to me closely. I'm looking right at the camera. It is okay to save. It is okay to have a lot of money put up somewhere. It is okay to have a cushion. It is okay that if you need a whole new body for surgery, you can go buy it out your stash or out your account. It is okay to hide your money. It is okay to live beneath your means. You're not going to die because you didn't get to eat steak, or you didn't get the Balmain jeans, or you didn't get the Jordans, or you're not in the new car. You're still in your old one. It is okay to save your money. And my ideology, in my opinion, I just really feel like some of us are really scared to have money. Some of us really get money in our pockets. Quick question. How many of you have ever been in a mall and what you initially went there for, they don't have? So you just walking around the rest of the mall trying to find something to buy. It's okay to say, I'm good. You know what? I'm going to hide my money now. I got a reason not to spend it. I really feel like we have a complex with saving money. I really feel like it really just bothers some of us to have money. Like we got to push it out into the world and have it, entangled with tangible items, and out there flourishing in these markets and in these stores that don't support us anyway. You know, and speaking on that.